you will love your air conditioning. Right? And so you look at this. We are rich. Now look what Paul's teaching. As for the rich in this present age, in this world, and right now, right here, right now. As for the rich, right now, charge them not to be haughty, nor, look at it, set their hopes on the uncertainty of riches. You want to set your hope on money? You want to set your hope on government? You want to set your hope on careers? A change can make your career that has been stable vanish. Isn't that right? That's right. Our dear brother here is looking for a job. Why? Because a change in the company beyond his control caused his career of safety to vanish. So what do we set our hopes in? Look at what he says. He says, don't set your hope on the uncertainty of money and riches. Don't. But on God. You want life's answer? My hope is built on nothing less but Jesus' blood and righteousness. But hope on God, who richly provides us with everything to enjoy. Take a look at that. Who richly, I would rather be counted. Did you hear it? Is that us, or are we so focused on needing our wants and trying to please man and getting status? I would rather be counted as a child of the King, the God of the universe, the one who had the ability to exchange my sins for his shed blood, my unrighteousness for his righteousness, who richly provided for us, provides for me, provides for you, richly. You say, I'm not rich. Then you're not a child of the King. I'm done. I'm not living life. John 10:10 says, the thief comes to kill, steal, and destroy. What'd Jesus say? But I have come to give you life, and life to the fullest, life abundantly, life filled with Jesus, others, you, joy. As we look at this, church, we have to be careful. We have to be careful, because if we're not living that abundant life, we need to ask ourselves the question, is Jesus in control? Now, does that mean that you're going to have everything good? No. Jesus promises us that he's going to squeeze us just because he loves us. We're going to know him better by the things and the trials and the difficulties he's brought us through. The Bible teaches us that God allows those trials and tribulations and difficulties to squeeze us and to exercise the faith. But what do? We fix our eyes on Jesus, the author, perfecter, finisher of our faith. Here's our problem. Where do we focus? We find ourselves focusing on all the difficulties. I'm going to come have a conversation. If you turn to Psalm 42, you can have the conversation with me. Whew. You guys get off easy. You don't have to stand up during a sermon. This feels pretty good. Yeah, let's look at Psalm 42. Matter of fact, Psalm 42, we see it 3 times in just a very short time. The psalmist is having a conversation with himself. The psalmist is saying to himself, so you ready? Hey, dude, why are you downcast? Why are you cast down? The psalmist is saying, oh, my soul. But why are you allowing circumstances and turmoil to knock you down? I don't know. I mean, you're seeing it here. The psalmist is literally asking himself and having a debate with himself. Why are you cast down, O my soul? And why are you in turmoil within me? Why are you allowing the circumstances to beat you up, to whip you down? That's what he's asking. And if he didn't just ask it once, either God made a mistake, or the stenographers and all the scribes made a mistake, or to make a point, you see this in Psalm 42:5. Same exact question in Psalm 42:11. And then as you turn to the very next psalm, same question, Psalm 43:5. You know why? Because God allows us a glimpse into a godly man who's having difficulties. Come on, think about it. We want a scenario where, let's just put our feet up, kick back. Life is so easy. No, life's not easy, guys. Life's not easy. There are things that hit us. And the psalmist is here and he's saying, why are you allowing life to beat you up? Why are you allowing life, oh my soul, to cast you down? And then he comes back and he talks to himself again. He says, hope in God. You want life answer? Hope in God. How do you do this? You say, you know what? I'm going to make a decision to hope in God. And all of a sudden, you begin to see him waking up. Instead of having a pity party, instead of dealing with fear that's conquering his faith, or troubles that's downcasting his soul, instead of being emotionally distressed, there's another psychological phrase called emotional eustress. And you know what eustress is? Eustress is the part of you that goes, woo! Yeah, it's a part of you that gets excited. It's a part of you that gets dilated. Your pupils get dilated. Your palms get sweaty. You want to get going. Let's go. And what does he say? He says, for I shall again praise him, my salvation and my God. The entire sermon's in that one verse. That one verse. There is no question. There are times where we go, this doesn't make sense. I mean, life. And you've heard me say over the years, when life's not making sense, you and I either stepped into something that we ought not to have done. The devil's trying to use something to beat the snot out of us. Or just maybe God is up to something to teach us, to grow us, to perfect us. In the middle of the storm, hope in God. I love Casting Crowns song. God, I'm going to praise you in the storm. Or the one that you just heard a moment ago, my hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. Let's just, looking at Psalm 42 for just a brief moment. Look at it. Verse 2 and 3. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? In the midst of my difficulties, my tears have been my food day and night, while they say to me all day long, where is your God? Look at verse 43 now, chapter 43. Answer, same two verses, 2 and 3. For you are the God in whom I take refuge. Now the psalmist is asking the question, God, why are you letting me down? Why are you rejecting me? Why do I go about mourning because of the oppression? He's busy talking to himself. He's asking God, send out your light and your truth. Let them lead me. Let them bring me to your holy hill, your sanctuary, your dwelling place. When you and I see, then I will go to the altar of God, to God my exceeding joy, and I will praise you with the lyre. Oh God, my God. And as you look at this, we begin to see the results of it. We can either live cast down. We can be focused on our circumstances. We can be focused on our own pity party. You know what's I'll guarantee you 100%. Every one of us are experienced of having to make this decision. We're either going to focus on our troubles, we're going to deal with our trials our way, or we're going to say, God, I hope in you, and I will praise you in the middle of it. You are my salvation. You are my God. And as you and I look at it, it's that basic. What is life's answer? You either hope in God or you don't. God says faith, hope, and love will surpass everything else. We'll look the next 2 weeks for the great of this psalm. See, I focused on the verse you didn't want to focus on. I focused on the bipolar self-talk where David is having to say, hey, get up and get back to what you know. You focus on verse 1. Look at it with me. Verse 1 says, as the deer pants for the water, so my soul longs after you. Come on, we even sing it as a song. See, you and I focus on the good part. We love the good part. Well, with the good, we're going to see the bad. Do you know this? Do you know that if you only had sunshine and hot days every day, you'd be living in the desert? Just think about it. If you only had sunshine and hot, you'd want water. You'd want rain. You'd want clouds. You'd want something to break up your hot days and no rain. God does the same thing in our lives. There's days where we have great days, but there are days where God allows storms to come so that we can praise Him in the storm and we can be thankful when the sunshine arrives. Brian and the team flying to Guatemala this morning. When there's a bunch of storm clouds on any airplane, 100% of the time, 1 out of 1, 100 out of 100. It's stormy, it's raining, it's doing all the different things. That pilot gets in the seat, everyone buckles up their seatbelts. That pilot grabs that accelerator. I love it. And that pilot begins to rev up that engine. You feel it? And he's even going to rev it up a little bit more than normal, because there's a bunch of wind and there's a bunch of air pockets and all the rest of that stuff. And then he begins to pull that back and begins to get that thrust. And all of a sudden, you begin to rumble down the runway. You begin to go, and then you get this lift off. And as you get the lift off, you get this thing going. And 100% of the time, through every storm cloud, through every rain, through all the snow, through all the turbulence, through everything that takes place, 100% of the time, blue skies and sunshine. Blue skies and sunshine. If you don't believe it, let me know. We'll go on an airplane ride together. Blue skies and sunshine. Why? Because my God is in control. Because my God, who is the creator of the universe, who set everything in motion, who controls and directs and shows you and me how to live, my hope is built on nothing less. Where do we have our focus? Where's our affection? God, as the deer pants for streams of water, so my soul longs after you. It's that basic. Faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. I hope that your hope is built on Jesus Christ. All other ground is sinking sand. Dear Jesus,